This video is to help you decide whether you should buy the PlayStation 4. In order to make that decision, we're breaking down by criteria each of the different components of the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 4 to compare them. Towards the end of the video, we'll decide what type of consumer you are and decide whether the PlayStation 4 is better for you or the PlayStation 3, depending on where you are with things. To start off, the PlayStation 4 is, of course, a new console. With a new console, you have the possibility of there being bugs. There needs to be system updates. Not everything's ready, and this is what goes on. And when you're first buying a console, right out of the gate, that's one of the things you really have to consider. The PlayStation 4 is being billed as a social tool, in addition to, of course, being an advanced gaming system. What I mean by a social tool is you can link up your PlayStation 4 to either your Twitter account or Facebook, as well as doing some live streaming through Ustream or Twitch. As to which wins out here depends on how connected you want to be to your friends and family and other gamers. Personally, I don't want my Facebook newsfeed to be filled with a whole bunch of updates as to how I'm doing in video games, because most of the people that are on my Facebook friends list aren't into gaming. For the ones who are into gaming, the idea of being able to live stream my games and watch theirs is pretty fun. Looking at how both systems work with music within their games. With the PlayStation 3, if I want to add my own music library to it, I have to save music to the PlayStation 3's hard drive, and I can do that either through USB or via the PlayStation media server. With the PlayStation 4, you can't do this. There is no PlayStation media server. You cannot add files via media server or via USB, whether they're audio or video. The only way you can add music to your games is to have a Music Unlimited subscription. I do have a Music Unlimited subscription and have had one for a while. The issue is that we have sub-accounts here in the house. None of them can use Music Unlimited because the Music Unlimited is under my name. I'm not sure what the solution to that is. It would be great if they could somehow lock it so that whoever is the main account, that is the determining factor for all of the sub-accounts that are on the system. That way, I have Music Unlimited. Anybody that's got a sub-account under my PS4 would be able to use it as well, as long as they're on my PS4. That seems to solve the issue of too many people getting free subscriptions to Music Unlimited, which I'm sure is what they're trying to cut back on. Now, getting to the idea about the PlayStation Media Server, being that you can't use that for the PlayStation 4, that means that you can't stream audio, video, whatever from your computer to your system as you can with the PlayStation 3. I'm hoping that this is also something that just needs a fix of having some kind of media server, but being that they don't seem to want to allow you to save music or video files to your hard drive, I'm not really optimistic that that's actually going to happen. When it comes to picture resolution, the PlayStation 4 is going to be hands down better than the PlayStation 3 in theory. The new engine that they're using seems to work much better with light and shadows, as well as being a higher resolution. That being said, when you see a game come out like Grand Theft Auto 5 and see how visually stunning it is on the PlayStation 3, it makes you wonder whether the improved visuals are really going to come, because it's not going to come unless it's done by the game developers. And I'm sure that even though all the game developers want their games to look the best, the main focus is going to be on gameplay. So hopefully, with the PlayStation 4 and of course the Xbox One coming out, that game developers are actually going to see this as something that would be an advantage to gamers. In looking at storage space, both my PlayStation, because I swapped out and put in a 500 gig hard drive, as well as the PlayStation 4, which comes with a 500 gig hard drive, seem like they should be on par. The big difference, though, is what they do with their own files. With my PlayStation 3, I've got hundreds of music files. I've got a few video files. We've downloaded 20 to 25 games, something like that. We also, of course, have the save data for another at least 30 video games that we've got here in the house. And with that, from that 500 gig hard drive, we've got about, I think, 240, 260 gig left. Looking at the PlayStation 4, which comes with the 500 gig hard drive, the operating system took 92 gigabytes of that. That's understandable with it being a more powerful system. That's not the end of the world. The thing that gets me, though, is we only have one game, Killzone Shadowfall. It is a disc-based game. It is not a download, and it required 39 gigabytes of memory just to have the gameplay. I understand why that is. With the extra visuals and extra gameplay features, in order to have things run smoothly, of course they're going to have things right on the hard drive because the disk wouldn't be fast enough to keep up. I'm sure that's the reason anyway. Now, looking at that in comparison, as I've said, I've got 20 to 25 games on the hard drive as well as another 30 or so disk-based games. And I've used about half my hard drive, in addition to, of course, all the music files. With the PlayStation 4, in order to get that much, I figure I would need 2.5 to 3 terabytes of memory used in order to do that. So, with the PlayStation 4, if you're going to have a lot of games, which most people will with the life cycle of a console, especially if you're buying it this early, you're going to end up needing to swap out that hard drive to a 2.5 to 3 terabyte system. The good thing, though, being that both systems, of course, if you buy downloads, allow you to take games off, put some on. With the PlayStation 4, they have a section called Library so that you can easily find anything that you've purchased from the PlayStation Store. So that is a convenience, but you are still going to require a better hard drive if you don't want to end up having to swap out things at a regular basis. When it comes to the television component, both are equal there. They both have Netflix and Hulu and Crackle and Crunchyroll and all those other things, so they're on par. When it comes to the sound, the PlayStation 4 is quieter. Not that the PlayStation 3 makes a lot of noise, but you do notice the PlayStation 3 if it's on and you don't have the sound up very high and you're gaming. With the PlayStation 4, it's like having a DVD player. You're not really hearing it at all. It's great. When it comes to the catalog size, of course the PlayStation 3 is going to win out. It's been around 8 years, and you're going to have games that are going to be excellent games. You're going to be able to get a cheaper price than brand new games because they've been out a while. With the PlayStation 4, you only have 22 games at launch, most of them around the $70 range, so you're likely going to get less bang for your buck. When it comes to backwards compatibility, the PlayStation 4 is definitely not backwards compatible, but Sony understands that that's an important criteria for gamers. Earlier this year, they purchased a company called Gaikai, which do a cloud-based service. Their aim is to take their catalog of games from the PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 2 and have those being able to be played on a cloud-based system, kind of like I think the way the PSN works, where you're playing certain games online through the PlayStation Home. If they do that, that would automatically jump the PlayStation 4, especially if they allow it to have the vast catalog that the previous two systems have. Now, in deciding whether you should buy the PlayStation 4, there's a few things to consider. If you've already got a PlayStation 3 and you're somebody that likes the social connectivity and you have a lot of friends that are also getting the PlayStation 4, it would be an excellent system to buy because then you can share a lot of what you're doing online with them and watch what each other's doing, and that's a pretty cool feature to have. If you would be the first person of your friends to get the PlayStation 4, nobody else is really planning on getting it for a while, I don't know, I think I'd wait to make sure that there's no bugs in the system, make sure the system updates are all the way they are, and see exactly where PlayStation 4 is going with things. In the interim, you can buy some great games that are on the PlayStation 3, and there's not going to be a shortage of that. If you do not have either system, and you're looking to get into Sony, like maybe you've been an Xboxer for a long time, and you've decided that you want to jump and you want to expand your horizons, I would go with the PlayStation 3. The PlayStation 3, as it builds, does everything. The PlayStation 4 does a lot of things, and the things that it does, it is an improvement with most of it, but still, the PlayStation 3 does everything. You can have music files, video files, you can stream, you can do the Netflix and that sort of thing that you can do with the PlayStation 4. You can play games. There's more games. For the price of the PlayStation 4, which is a great price at $399 to start out, the PlayStation 3, I'm sure around Christmas you can get bundles that are going to probably come with an extra controller, maybe an extra game for around the $200 range. And then that leaves you with another $200 in order to buy games. With the PlayStation 4, in order to play online games, you're going to end up needing PlayStation Plus. With the PlayStation 3, you don't need that. Although either way, I think the PlayStation Plus is a good investment because of all the free games that you can get. Now, we'd like to hear your comments as to which you think is better, the PlayStation 4, the PlayStation 3, and we'd like to hear your reasons why. Maybe that'll help other people decide which ones they want. Thanks for watching our video.